they want this format to be vertical every time, and I want it horizontal. And now, I guess some new format, you have to reset it every time horizontally, or else it goes vertically, and that's not how I like to do my videos. But, say la vie, we got it set now. So, while people are showing up here, trying to get in here, here we are. This is October 5th of 2023, another anniversary for me and stuff that happened to me. And we'll get into that later when we do the spiritual report. But here we are right now at October 5th, and you can see, I'll let the loop play here for a couple of times. You can see we've had quite a few eruptions there. And this last one on the right is a big one. Boom. Okay. So there's several CMEs and several objects, going by there today. Yay, there's some people showing up in the chat. All right. Welcome, folks. Anyways, so while this loop's playing, we got this beginning with 1, 2. There was a secondary and one a little one here. And then this big one. So 3, 1, 2, 3. With this little secondary pulse right there. So 3.5 basically CMEs today, big huge ones. And we'll go through this frame by frame and start picking this apart here. So let me get around to the first frame again here, and we'll pause it. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Alright, so let me back it up here. Alright, opening frame 024. I don't know if you can see it down here. Yeah, it looks like you can. Alright, so opening frame, as we start to march through this day here, you'll see here's our first event coming out right here. Okay, and this has a little object in it, a little black round spheroid object. Here, where was that one frame where I saw it best? Right there. Well, let's just go to this one right here. As this next CME comes out, you can see how the screen has gone smooth, and it almost kind of deletes this little event right here. But when it does that, sometimes it smooths it out to where we can see our core object just a little bit better there. Okay, so here's our central object right here, magnetic field around it inducing the CME right here. Okay, so you can see that one. While we're zoomed in, I'll slide over and you can see this next one right here about to erupt right here. So let me zoom back out. All this zooming in and out and stuff, but that's what we do to get you the best image possible here. So we're watching this next event right here unfold. All right, over here on the red side, you can make out the dark round circular object immersed in plasma here. It's still kind of blinded on this side over here, but let's see if we can take it into the red side here just a tad bit and capture it. There we go. So let me just change the tint there. Okay, you can make out a round black spheroid object enveloped in plasma right there. Okay, so we'll back out of this and proceed. There's like one good frame. Where is it? Maybe this one here on the black and white side. It's like the ghost image right here, this round white image right here. The objects were actually right out here, but this ghost image shows you there was a round circular object in that position right there. That's like the negative image or whatever. And as we pull back, whoops, let me go one more. You can see it's right where the shadow is right here. It's right where our object is. Okay, so then we proceed through this one. As you can see, it moves on out. A couple little trailing objects. There's one right here. Whoops. And it looked like a couple underneath the belly of this one. Where was this? Right there. Yeah. Let's see if we can zoom in on this real quick too for you guys. This is either a bigger object or magnetic field right here, but here you can see another small one, either a moon of this bigger one or a smaller trailing object, one down here and one right in there that we're trailing this bigger object, or the front one. Okay, so there's more than one object. There's multiple objects out there that are interacting with the sun. All right, and let's continue on here, because that's not it. We still have the big blast to go. And you can see these other ones kind of squirting out of there too. Little smaller ones that we're trailing along. Then comes the bigger event over here on the right. Boom. Okay, so, okay, there goes that. Now let's back up to where we can see our objects. This one seems to have two of them. I think it shows it better in this one. Alright, so we have one up here. You can see this one right here. Okay, then there's a secondary one down here. There. You see this small little white one right there. It looks like there's even another one right here in front of it. So multiple objects causing bigger CME blossoms. And now that we got it here zoomed in, let's just start this and we'll watch it all zoomed in. Yeah, you can see the one that was trailing underneath on that one. All right, and that was today the 5th. Now, something we need to do is we need to go back to the 4th, because I wanted to do a report last night, and something happened, and I was not able to do my report last night. So here we are on the 4th. October 4th is another Prime Day, another special day, anniversary for me at least, and I'll explain that later in the spiritual report. But here was October 4th with this event. This one, you see that full halo come at us. So I'm just going to let this play for a minute and let you guys, with your trained eyes, kind of see what's going on there. Okay. So we got 2 days in a row of these objects and this energy coming off the sun towards us. Here you can make out this round circular object right here. You could see that this one has twisted its magnetic field somehow. This one comes out up here, and its magnetic, like, tail is all twisted. There's a third one coming out over here. Here, while we're at this image, let's just zoom in on this. Oh, that one almost has a hexagon shape to it. Let's go way in on it. Let's see if we can scoot it over a little bit. Oh, not so much as it had before when it was Oh dear. It does have a happy face on it. 2 eyes and a little smile right here. 2 eyes, a nose, and a smile. I don't know you guys can see that or not, but I was looking at these edges. It looks like it's hexagonal right here, right there, across the top. It looks like it's a hexagonal shape. Can you guys see that now? A hexagonal shape with a face on it. I'm not making this up. This is what's on their radar. This is their instrument, okay? It looks like you got a big long nose, like a Pinocchio. Wow, quite the image, huh? Always weird stuff on my channel, huh? Probably never ceases to shock you guys, huh? Look at this thing so much. It doesn't shock me anymore. But yeah, there's your little object with the little smiley face on it. Still there. Then the whole screen blinks out as we have this full halo blast come out. Boom. See right there? There's your full halo. I need to zoom back out. Come on now. There we go. So you can see your full halo coming out. Here's your round object right there. You can see that. See your other one up here. All three of them seem to have connected and created a full halo CME, almost like a circuit connects and all three lights would light up or something, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. So did you see that? Let's back up a little bit. This full halo CME starting from there. Boom, boom, boom. And when it does this right at the beginning and blacks out the camera, that's a good indicator that it's earth facing, that it's not heading the other way, that this is an earth facing CME with these inbound objects coming with it. Okay, and that was on the 4th. That was an anniversary of a spiritual event that happened to me, and we'll get into that later. And same with the 5th. So here's the 5th. And we had a spiritual event happen 6 years ago on both the 4th and the 5th. And here we have renewed activity on the sun on the 4th and 5th. One of the objects having a cute little smiley face on it. Okay? Whew. So there's that part. Okay? Now let's get on over to this instrument. And here's this old picture of this solar filament. It still hasn't erupted yet. It's more like over on this side of the sun now. And we'll show you that here in a minute. Let's just, okay, it is refreshed. All right, so there's your GOES X-ray flux for right now. Here's our bumpy ride for today right here. These few little peaks that we had, that's our, what I just showed you. Here's yesterday's. Okay, now we're getting into the new day, the October 5th right here. Okay, this is the instrument, I guess, eclipsing the Earth or whatever. Excuse me there. Okay, our X-flare potential has gone up a little bit now to 5%. Okay, and I'm too zoomed in. We have a couple of sunspots to watch out for. These two, they're beta gamma, but not too bad. This is that old picture of the filament. What I want to show you real quick is up here, our latest little movie here. I want this one, 304 angstrom. And it only takes a second for this to load up. It's not much to see. Basically what I wanted to show you was that our filament is still attached. This huge rope is still attached, but it's right there. You know, can we like get rid of the line? There we go. Here's our filament still attached and everything. It's not center disk anymore. It's starting to move away, so that's a good thing that it didn't launch at us while it was at center disk. Okay, so that's the current position of it right now. It's starting to rotate past the center and start to rotate away. Now it could still launch and still, give us a side blast or anything like that. We're not out of the woods yet, but here we had our KP index, a little spike right here when we had a little absorption event. Here's our auroras at the moment. I'm too zoomed in again. Help me, Lord, I'm too zoomed in. All right, there we go. Not too bad right now. Pretty light to moderate auroras going on right now here. Something else we need to talk about. Over at Suspicious Observers, Ben was talking about a hole in the ozone at the southern hemisphere. And this hole that's down here in the ozone, the southern hemisphere, is growing bigger and bigger. Now, that's one of the things that was on our list a long time ago when we made our list. That was like one of the last things that we would, one of the final indicators, and the last thing on the list was atmospheric interference, stuff interfering with our atmosphere and our atmosphere beginning to crumble or deteriorate. Well, go over to Ben and check out the huge ozone hole that's going on over the South Pole right now. I would bring it to you, but I don't want to show his video. You should go over there and watch him. We don't agree on everything, but he does have some vital information as far as this hole at the southern pole of at the South Pole here. Hole in the ozone, I mean. Let's see if the tracker shows anything different than what it did yesterday. It's still showing this blast going away this way. That was the 4th right there. So far, nothing on the 5th. So no updated data. That's the blast from the 4th. So not much going on there. All right, we covered the filament. Let's move on to the Schumann residence. Come on over here, Schumann. All right, have a seat up front. There you go. We're pumping right along, nice and strong. You can see we've had a couple of weak events right here. Here's a spot right here where it got pretty weak. Here's another little spot where it got pretty weak, but it bounces back. It's nice and strong, pumping right along right now. So nothing too bad. There's other people reporting, oh, the Schumann's been quiet. Well, we don't want it too quiet. We don't want these dark streaks where the 7.83 hertz is not standing, and that's our magnetic field that's protecting us. So when this stripe disappears, we're in big doo-doo. And you can see we had a little spot right here where it got kind of weak, and a little spot right here. Now, a few days back, there was an event where it got really dark black, and there was hardly anything on there. And that event continued for a couple of days. And as soon as I went to go do a report on it, this page reloaded itself, and all of a sudden their site went down, and they reformatted their site for about 4 or 5 days, which allowed that information to run off the page and never captured. So I'm still watching this like a hawk for these dark events where it goes dark like that, and those are days that you should not be flying. You shouldn't even be outside unless you got, some good protective, solar protective gear on. Okay, but right now we're pumping along pretty strong. That's good. Let's come on over here to Null School real quick. I have the sulfur dioxide set up here and the fires as well. Let's just zoom in on this part of the country. Still the East Coast. This half of the nation has all this sulfur dioxide leaking out. It creates these fires in the ground, underground. It creates fires at the surface. You can see how this sulfur dioxide patches correspond with a lot of these fires. Okay, I showed you how they did up here in Canada as well. Let's see, we got a... Oh, they don't show many fires up in Canada, so A lot of their fires have gone out. What I wanted to check here was the New Madrid zone. There's not many fires right here in this New Madrid zone right now. This area keeps flaring up and going out and stuff, so I'm watching it closely. Something else I wanted to show you. Oh, wait, before we get off of this one. Let's come on over. Look at China, just bleeding out massive sulfur dioxide. This is all gas coming up from the ground, from the magma down below, beneath, pushing up against the underside of the crust and pushing this gas out through the perforations and holes in the crust. Here we got India bleeding out. Over here in Saudi Arabia, Europe, they've got a big problem too. And here in South America, let me take this gas off now here. I want you to look. All the fires are going on south of the equator. Here's the equator right here. There's a few up north, but look how intense it is south of the equator. Okay? Same with over here in Africa. Look how intense the fires are south of the equator right there. All right? This is also where they have a huge hole in the ozone now right here. Okay? And this hole is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like I said, go over to Ben over Suspicious Observers. Check out his one of his latest videos. I think it was just today, showing this hole in the ozone at the South Pole. Okay, and I fear that it's these objects, when they pass south of the Earth, they cause the southern hemisphere to flare up like this. Okay, they cause the northern hemisphere to subside for a while. Then if we have an object that passes north of the planet, the southern stuff dies off and the northern activity picks up. So these objects, their gravity or magnetic field, when they pass by, cause flare-ups from underneath. Same with absorbing the CMEs. That causes the core and the shell to heat up and grind on each other, and that causes magma down below to roil and swell and make volcanoes go off. It's like overcooking an egg from the inside out. We're cracking the shell from the inside out, and that's these earthquakes like to follow those boundary lines right now. So here's all your fires. Boom. You see all that going on in South America. You see all this going on in Africa. And still over here in Indonesia and stuff. What I don't have pulled up is the earthquake map. Let's pull that up real quick. My bad, I should have this pulled up already. And what I wanted to talk about was the quake swarm over here that we're having in Japan. Alright, let's get on over there. Here we go with a spot already in red here at Japan. This is right where I wanted to go and talk about. In fact, there's a couple of, whoops. Where are we? I zoomed too fast. There's a couple of ones in the red right there. All right. And for today, here, let's start with our biggest one right here. We got 6.1 today at the Izu Islands. Okay. 6.1 at a depth of 10. All these are basically depth of 10, it looks like. There's a 5.1, 5.6, 4.9. These recent ones are a 5.6. A 5.0. So they're not, look, this one was a while ago, it's a 4.9. This is a recent one at 5.6, so they're not diminishing in magnitude. They're still erupting at bigger magnitudes. This is a quake swarm. These aren't aftershocks from a bigger quake. And I just picked out a few more. 4.6, 4.8. 4.9, what's going on down here? 4.9 as well. So some pretty decent sized quakes going on in this region. What I want to do here is back out just a tad bit. What's this? Here's our deep quake. This is a 4.9 at a depth of 439. Not totally deep, but middle to deep right here. Okay, we have some other quakes going on over here by the plate boundary line. 5.1 again, 10 meters. 5.2, 10 meters, and 4.9. Now, what I want to try to do while we're at this spot is I want to put it on 7 days, 4.5 or greater. Okay, these are all 4.5 or greater in the last week at this spot. Gee, think we have a quake storm going on here south of Japan? Yeah, we do. And some of these, the bigger quakes, like this one today was the 6.1. That one yesterday was a 6.1 as well. I know this one came in at a 6.6 originally. So there's a couple of sixes in there. Actually, there's another one, a 6.0. So there's 3 sixes, not good. And tons of 5s and 4.5s all in this area right there, tightly packed together. Don't be surprised if we see some kind of volcano erupt or something from the ocean floor right here. That might be what's going on here. Same with this little pocket over here. Something going on over here as well. It's either reactionary from this, or there's a sub-event going on right over here by the plate boundary. Okay, this whole little complex right here. So we back out. You can see here's the H-shaped plate boundaries just off the coast of Japan. With all this movement, I'm a little concerned about up here off of Honshu here, where Fukushima was, or still is, we'll say was. All this rumbling around down here could possibly shake a big quake out of this area. All right, so it's a lot of pressure being relieved. You see all these quakes, each one relieves pressure underneath, but there's something going on down there that's creating all these quakes in this area. So don't be surprised you see some pumice floating on the ocean right out here. They might get a bigger quake in this region, or maybe possibly up here off the coast of Honshu up here again. All right, not much has made it past the kink in the hose. Look how quiet it's been over here as far as 4.5 or bigger. So the biggest quake that's made it up has only made it to the Kuril Islands at a 5.0 in last week. So now let's put this back to, whoops, 1 day 2.5 or greater. There we go. All right, take that off and back to our regular report. Now check this out. Look how quiet our system is right here. How blank it is right in there. There's usually always some kind of activity going on in this system right here. Let's go take a peek at these. I'm looking for our deep quake. There's a 4.3 at 460 or 563. And another 4.3 at 478. So we have a couple of small deep quakes right here that really haven't we haven't seen any residual energy enter the system yet. Okay? And what I mean by the system is this little inlet here of all these fault lines. Okay? So it looks like this event up here is like absorbing all the energy, taking all the energy away from the area and diverting it to this spot right here. So watch out for this spot. It's still quaking right now as we speak. So there could be a potential underwater volcano or something going on here. Okay, we'll continue to watch it. Anything else important around the world? Just check out this at the Cocos Plate, a 5.4. Better check this. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's right on the plate boundary. That's okay, though. It's releasing energy. So 5.4 energy came out of there. This is energy that came out of this region over here in Fiji yesterday. Has traveled across. Didn't dump anything off on this, but it's dumped off these two right here, 4.5 and 4.6, with this one up here, that 5.4. The rest of these are pretty small. Let's go take a peek at the Juan de Fuca. Just offshore right here is a 2.6, but that ain't not much. Okay. I think that's probably good. Is this a new one that we just had here? 5.6. Okay. So let's go over to our forecast model here. Get this up and going. All right. So we had energy coming off the sun on the 4th and now on the 5th. That translates to the 7th and the 8th is when it will affect Earth. Roughly 7th and 8th. Roughly about 3 days it takes for this energy and these objects to travel the 93 million miles from the sun to the Earth. Some of them hit sooner. They're traveling a little faster. They hit sooner. Some are moving slower. It takes a little longer to hit. So it's not always 3 days, but as a rough rule or general rule, about 3 days. So as we do this forecast, I'm really only interested in the next 3 days because this energy has been throwing our weather off so drastically that I don't think any predictive models after 3 days, I don't think the models even with the first 3 days aren't adding this inbound energy. Okay, I don't think they know about it yet or have told AI to factor it in or whatever, but our regular weather analysis that we get from the GFS, we can use that and then take what knowledge we know and add to it. So let me get back to position here. Here we are. This is the nighttime of the 5th right now. Here we go into the morning of the 6th. This is the noon of the 6th and the end of convection, October 6th. We have this inbound energy. Now, they're not showing any severe weather along this frontal boundary right here, but I would watch this closely. This might produce more rain than just your regular storm, okay? It might not be thunderstorms or hail per se. It could produce something more serious than what they're calling for. That's kind of what I'm calling for. I pray I'm wrong. But generally, when this inbound energy comes, it affects a storm and causes it to strengthen. Hopefully not in this case. So that's the end of convection, October 6th. Then we go into the nighttime. There's the morning of the 7th. Now they show a little bit more severe weather in upstate New York right here. This up in Canada. This is the morning of the 7th. Noontime now, the 7th. You can see how this is winding up and it's making this, strengthening this boundary right here. So severe thunderstorms throughout New York, right through there. The noontime of the 7th. That's the end of convection now on the 7th. So I would expect this to be more intense. Remember, the 7th is the day we're expecting what came off the 4th. So we have energy coming off on the 4th that I expect to influence this in a stronger way. So watch out there at the end of convection, October 7th on the East Coast, New York, the whole upper East Coast there. Then it really slams Maine throughout the nighttime, right there, nighttime of the 7th. Goes back up into Canada the morning of the 8th. That's noon the 8th. That's the end of convection the 8th. I would watch out up here in Canada on the 8th because what came off the sun on the 5th will affect the 8th. This could have the potential for having severe weather where they're not calling for it up here in Canada. So I'd be careful for you folks up in Canada on the 8th. The rest of the country looks cleared out. So I'm basically watching this storm, and it's making snow now on the back side of it right here. There's sleet. There's snow right here. The blue side is the snow, sorry. This is freezing rain and sleet on the back side. That's the morning of the 9th. That's, actually, we need to go back a couple frames here. Bing, bing, I skipped a couple. So right here, this is the end of convection on the 8th. Okay, then we go into the nighttime hours with some freezing rain up here in Canada. This is the nighttime of the 8th. There's the morning of the 9th with this freezing raining patch and snow back here on the backside of this storm. So watch up or watch out up there. This is the noontime of the 9th. The end of convection the 9th. We have this little storm hitting the northwest up there. Nighttime of the 9th. The morning of the 10th. Now basically everything from here on out is I guess. Alright, but I want to watch this low pressure system form right here, these thunderstorms right here. This is at nighttime, so let's back up. That's the end of convection, October 11th, then blossoming at night into the 11 o'clock at noon or nighttime hours of the 11th, even into the morning of the 12th. Down here along the coast now, this is the noon of the 12th. There's the end of convection, the 12th. This line of forms right here has a little yellow in it. Watch out for that one, as well as this coming up here. There's moisture coming up here, blending in with this cold front right here. So October 12th, they're calling at the end of convection, blossoming overnight into this mess. See how it all congeals into this huge connected storm? If there's not tornadoes, this does have the potential for creating derechos. These thunderstorms connect together. They push a big wall of wind in front of them. Boom, look at that. That's the morning of the 13th. So let's go back through these last few frames. This is the end of convection, the 12th. This is the nighttime of the 12th, even down here into Texas, Louisiana. Then this is the morning of the 13th. Look out for this entire zone right here, this whole storm, okay? And let's pray that on the 10th, 3 days before this, that we don't have some kind of interaction on the sun contributing to this, all right? This looks bad enough as it is. That's the morning of the 13th. There's the noontime of the 13th. You can see that whole area. Then that's the end of convection. It drags this stuff up into the northeast here, Pennsylvania, New York, all the way up into Maine. So watch out from here, from the morning of the 13th, all the way through the nighttime of the 13th right there. Then it starts to go offshore. That's the morning of the 14th, and then it leaves. All clear after that for a while. See how the whole country stays pretty clear there for a while. So, it's basically these next 3 days we need to watch out for. And this 13th, let's start back here. Starting from here in this event right here, this is the end of convection on October 11th. When this thing blossoms at night, it continues up this way into the morning. Then that residual moisture hangs around through the noontime of the 12th, merges with this moisture coming up from the south on the 12th. This is the end of convection on the 12th. Then at nighttime, once these two air masses have hit, we have nocturnal severe thunderstorms all along this whole boundary. This is the time to be watching out. October 12th at nighttime tornadoes, thunderstorms, big hail, heavy high winds. Another factor going on in here that I was watching the other day with the storm chasers. They weren't chasing, there's no tornado they were chasing, but they went by some houses, and as you pan back, you could see the side of the house was pelted. I mean, literally looked like somebody with an automatic rifle just pelted the side of the house with holes. The side of the house was just, the siding was all ripped off, punctured, destroyed. So hail going horizontally at 80 miles an hour, you know, be careful. This derechos could be very, just as bad as a tornado. You know, it's almost a 100-mile wide tornado. So watch out for that when this happens. This is starting again. The convection on the 12th that merging together at night on the 12th, going into the morning of the 13th, Friday, October 13th, Friday the 13th, not going to be a good day for some people in the South. Boom. And that's at nighttime. Here's the end of convection, and it still continues into the night. Go into the morning. No, that's the morning. So here it is at nighttime. This continues into the morning. Then the next convection event happens up here. All this moisture that just hit here gets sucked up into this storm and brings it right up the East Coast. So at the end of convection on the 13th, it's going to be an unlucky day for the East Coast. All right, and that's about it on that one. I believe this October 13th is on a Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Friday, October 13th. All right, so, that's what I was going to do. Let me put this loop back into motion for you, let it play real quick. And then, what are we going to do here? Oh, that's right. So for the spiritual report tonight, how many of you guys are here for the spiritual report tonight? Hopefully most of you are, and you endured all this stuff that we do for the rest of the audience that enjoys this stuff. So now, where do we go here? There it is. So let's just zoom in on this. Oh, hi. I see some people here. All right, let me tint this out just a tad bit better for you. Okay, what you're looking at here is Nibiru. Okay, this is an event that happened, that was foretold to happen in the Bible. Okay, in Revelation 12, it says there was a woman who was draped in the sun with the moon at her feet and a crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant and with child and about to give birth. Then a dragon appeared in front of the woman to devour the child. The dragon is right here. This black, round, spheroid stellar core that's being illuminated by plasma all the way around the edge here. And you can see this plasma streams back like a wing here. And there's another one on this side. It's really faint. But let's see what we can do to improve that view a tad bit better here. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Scoot this over so I can pull this closer. All right. And then I'm going to try to...
Here's our object right here. Looks like Nibiru. It's got a wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side.
All right. There we go. There you can see the other wing kind of coming off over here and curling back. This one comes and curls back too. Okay, they're like plasma wings. And you can see that the CME, there's actually an electric arc that's coming off the north pole of the sun, reaching out to the North Pole abyss. There's an arc going down the front of it, connecting to the arc that's coming off the southern pole of the sun. It's creating one whole circuit. This is like a magnetic field line or band around the sun that this is passing through. And when it passes through that electromagnetic field band, it causes it to light up like an arc. And here, when it did this, when it passed through this, it caused this CME, and boom, captured in it is Nibiru. All right. This was foretold in the Bible. Okay, this happened on September 10th of 2017. This is 13 days before the Revelation 12 star alignment. It says the dragon appeared in front of the woman or before the woman. Well, this right here, see these dates right here? September 10th, 2017, that's 13 days before the woman. The dragon appeared before the woman. And that's not all, because this is Nibiru. There's also Nemesis back behind it.
That's not all. Because behind that is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun, going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here. Run this backwards. You can see it goes backwards. There's the second flare. Back behind the sun, comes back out. There's the first flare. So the mass of that object is sucking material off of our sun, causing these solar flares. Boom, right there. Comes back behind the sun. Comes back out. Second flare. And third flare. Our object right here.
All right, so this is an actual event. The star alignment was an actual event that took place, that was predicted 2,000 years ago, that took place. A lot of these people are showing you lens flares from pointing their camera at the sun. That is not Nibiru. This is Nibiru. This stellar core absorbs light. It's almost impossible to see unless it's draped in plasma. That's why we're seeing this black spheroid object, because it's draped in plasma. You can see it outlining it right here. Okay? And it came on the day that was foretold to come on. All right? And that bigger one in the background is Nemesis. That one right there, let me scooch the camera back a little bit. Bring it up for you a little bit. This round, big, stellar core right here. You can see the sun, the plasma hitting it, bending and draping over it. This is a cone, a conduit of plasma that it's sucking off of the sun into this. This cone of plasma hits the surface and spreads out in a circular fashion, creating this damage ring or impact zone on this planet. Hopefully you guys can see this, all right? This is foretold in the Bible, all right? It came 13 days before the Revelation 12 sign. The 6-year anniversary of that was just a couple weeks ago, okay? Now I'm going to take you further into the spiritual realm now, because after this happened, God showed me this, all right? And wanted me to warn everybody about this. And it took me a minute to be able to do it. So once I finally did, oh, dang it. Yeah, that's good. I had this happen to me on October 4th. Okay, let's pull this one. Oh, we got ads. My bad.
Demand the best tools. That's why Lowe's is bringing you the largest in-store Angel right here. And you can even see his head right here.
Okay.
Some of the old photos.
Now, why don't you take a peek up here? Just see if we can capture just a little bit right here. This is October 5th of 2017. Today is October 5th of 2023. So, this is our 6-year anniversary of when Mary, this angel, and this God Eye all showed up on my security camera. All right, I was commanded to make a video warning people about that inbound object, and I struggled with it for a long time. But once I finally did do it and posted it and everything, I was a wreck. And I came down to my man cave here. This is where the kids play and everything, our lower garage, and I got on my knees and started praying. And it wasn't until later I went through my security camera and found this image. And we're going to go ahead and play this because today is the 6-year anniversary of this event. All right. So I'm going to put this mic up by the speaker here. And we'll just play this. Hopefully you guys can see some of the stuff in here.
Filter.
If not, this is a video on my channel called Mary Angels and Revelation 12. You can go to my channel and see this a lot clearer than me trying to take a video of a video.
And this was one of the first ones that I had ever captured. And what's going on here is I'm here on my knees. I'm crying and screaming and praying, all three at once. I was in some extreme anguish. A paranormal traumatic event happened to me. Something so unbelievable you guys wouldn't believe it. So if I told you, so I'm going to show you instead. So in this image here, I'm sitting here praying, and Mary's head appears right next to my head, and we're going to zoom in on this. You can't go in too tight on it, but she's looking down at my head this way. Let's see, there's pretty good. And you can make out her eye and her nose coming down, her shawl coming over, and it's in shadow right here. This is a shadow of the inside of her shawl going over her head like this. Here's her eye, her nose, her other eye would be on the other side there. Okay. You can't go in too tight on it. And then also is this white ball with an eye in it, this white orb with an eye in it. Okay, and that's not all, because over here in this corner up here is an angel. The silhouette of an angel with his wings spread, with his back to us, standing in a shaft of light. Here's his head. There's a glow over the head. The wings are extended, and there's a feather coming off. The last feather coming off is crossing over these brown roof tiles in the background here. And you can make out there's an angel right here. And you can even see his head right here. Going a little bit tighter. So there's the angel with his back to us. And
I'm gonna pause it right there for a second. I know it takes a minute for the chat to catch up, but how many of you people see the angel here? In the chat, somebody just give a thumbs up, or let me know if you guys can see this angel with his back to us, with his wings spread here, and if you can see this feather that's coming off and crossing these brown roof tiles right there. All right, and this was captured 6 years ago today. Okay, as foretold in the prophecy, when all this stuff starts happening, the divine realm is going to start making itself known. And this security camera footage, admissible as evidence in court of law. Okay, I'm going to continue on here, because there's more. This is why I wanted to do this last night, but...
Yeah, you can see a lot better with the filter. Before it was really faint and it was hard to see. Same with this. This came out a little bit better here.
Can you guys see Mary's face there?
Looking down at my head, because I was in anguish. I mean, what happened to me was just so disturbing. I can't even describe it. I was in crying, screaming, and praying. An experience I'd never felt before. All three of them at the same time. It was just terrible. But what happened was, I was out in my garage and praying, and my security camera captured this image. And it wasn't until a few days later that I went back through my security camera that I saw this image and went, oh my God, what happened here? So there's that one for the moment. Just real quick, let's zoom in real quick on her, because I want you to see that this little structure right here is actually a tube. It's part of a display that I had made, a three-dimensional replica of a sign that God showed me. So this is a little
This is a replica of Nemesis attacking the sun, all right? With that little tube was going to be the conduit or whatever, okay?
Replica that I had set up in my garage. I was doing videos to try to describe what I had seen, and that was sitting in the background. So this part right here is a tube that's on the ground. But as we zoom in, this black area right here, this shaded area, the inside of her shawl is not in the garage. That is natural, or that's part of this picture. So that's definitely pointing out that there's something here, and it's For me, it's easy to see. I can see Mary's face crystal clear. Hopefully some of you guys can too. And it's not just Mary. There's more to it than just Mary. There's Jesus too. So don't think this is a Catholic type thing or whatever. It has more to do with it than you think. So, on to my next picture. Okay, in this image here, you can see through some of the old photos.
Whoa.
Through the filter, and right here, and this was actually captured the day before the other.
Yeah, this is captured the day before. Let's see if we can see it up here. This date right here at the top. This is October 4th of 2017. So 6 years ago yesterday, this event took place right after the star alignment. 2 weeks after the star alignment. I hadn't found it for years later until I was digging around through my, my old pictures and stuff, and went even further back to see if I'd missed anything, and I captured this one. And we're going to zoom into this streak right up here, this one right here. Just bear with me for a second here. Now, hopefully, you can see that we have a lady's profile here. Here's her eye, here's her forehead, her snub little nose, here's the bottom jaw, she's smiling, she's looking down, and she's holding a baby, and here's the baby's head right here. Here's the face, the back of the head, here's her arm cupped around like this, and she's holding the baby. Now I'm going to run this through the filter real quick, and it's going to enhance it, but a little bit too much. But see, now you can really make out her profile a lot better and see her face, and her headdress is coming over and going down back behind her, and you can still make out the baby's head right here. And maybe if I pull back a little bit, there we go. And this was captured on October 4th. So this was about 11 days after the Revelation 12 sign. All this stuff started happening to me just prior to the Revelation 12 sign, and then right after it. So it said the woman was about to give birth. Well, it looks like maybe she gave birth, and here's the little baby being caught up to God. Yep, it's a lot better there. Hopefully you guys can see this a little bit better now than before. We'll undo the filter real quick just so you can get the original. Now you can see the baby's head just a little bit better. You can make out his little ear. And then we'll put the filter back in again. And there we go. There's your Revelation 12 baby being born right there in my garage, caught on my security camera. So that's it for now. My next video, all right, so pretty crazy stuff going on here. Crazy stuff happening to me in my life. My whole life turned upside down after September 10th of 2017. My life has been haunted now. I got this stuff follows me everywhere I go. I got giant faces in the clouds that follow me everywhere I go. UFOs follow me everywhere I go. Watching me, studying me, following me. What was the other one we were going to show? Oh, yes, something else very interesting happened on September 10th of 2017 as well. There was a third sign in the sun, one that was not talked about, but it's clearly a sign. September 8th, turning into the 9th. There's the 10th with the X flare. Bang. Do you guys see the face? Eye, his nose, his evil grin. This happened on September 10th, 2017. You can see the wound. See the wound to the head up here? Yeah, that is creepy as fuck. That's real. Your son is not what you think it is. Okay? And if you think that's creepy, it does something else. That's my video for Halloween. That's for my Halloween audience. I do that for Halloween, pretty spooky. But that's not all that happened there. Because it did something even creepier. There it is. Alright, we're going to close up with this one. Maybe not. Let's see here. You guys still hearing everything? Seeing everything?
20. Let's go one more frame here. 620. Here's...
let's just start this over again.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I want to put a disclaimer on this video. This is deeply disturbing for those of you with weak hearts. Don't watch this. Get the kids out of the room. This is for mature audiences only. Okay, so a couple weeks ago,
yeah, you can see the
making a
teeth.
video for Halloween of this creepy face on the sun, and you can see the two eyes, the little mouth here, and as I was making this video.
Before I let this continue, this face is actually bisected. One side is evil, and the other side is a pouting sun. It has like a pouting lips over here and a tear coming out of its eye. So this face is bisected down the middle.
Video, I noticed something else. So I'm going to put this into motion. Now take note of this date. This is September 6th of 2017. This is just 2 weeks before the Revelation 12 star alignment in the sky. Now did you see that? Something came from the right and blocked out the sun. Then it goes up and reveals the sun again. So we'll go back one more time.
God showed me this stuff, you guys.
All right, you can see that object went up on that pass. So first, it comes from the right. All right. So from the beginning of that, it started at, let's say, 620. Let's go one more frame here. 620. Here's half of the sun covered up. Now, a lot of people think that the aperture is closing and the satellite's turning 90 degrees and then the aperture reopens. Well, if it was an aperture, there'd be a straight line here. And as you can see, this is very jagged. So something, looks like a black cloud or something, is moving across the sun here. So this darkness starts at 621 and lasts until 7:10, roughly about 7:10, where it starts to expose the bottom half of the sun. Here again, there's a jagged line. There's no straight black line going across this. So I think this is an object crossing in front of our sun for a full 50 minutes. So while I was studying from this image to the next, oops, right there, while I was looking in between this image,
That frame,
and this image, something happened. And my computer froze up with this image right here. And you can clearly see two eyes, the nose, the mouth, broken teeth, an evil grin. And my computer froze with that image on it, and it freaked me out. So I had the wherewithal to grab my camera and take a couple of shots of my computer of this face. So look at that for a minute, you guys. That's the sun. That is an actual image of the sun.
Pretty freaky, huh? September 10th, 2017. Another sign in the sun. Here you can see the teardrop coming out of the eye right here. Can really make out the nose, the mouth with the broken teeth. And I could never get this frame or get it to do this again. My computer froze up. I was trying to find the frame in between this half sun and the whole sun, and there wasn't a frame. Then this happened. And my computer froze up with it, so I took some pictures of my computer screen and then had to reboot my computer. This, when my computer froze up with this image, was the 1 year anniversary when I was looking at this thing. Was 1 year later to the day that I discovered this part on my video.
Freaky. So, let's go back here a little bit. So in between this, and I can't recapture that image. Some kind of divine intervention stepped in and went from here to here and exposed that picture I just showed you. Of this right here. Now, if something did that, that's trying, I take that as something's trying to tell me that this is a real image, that there's more to it than just two eyes and, looking like a face on the sun, that maybe the sun here is a big giant demon. Maybe like Satan, the light bearer.
Alright, all kinds of theories and stuff that I got into in this video, but basically all I wanted to show you was this wicked face in the sun that happened at the same time we had Nibiru and Nemesis cross. That was actually what was going in front of it there. So, some creepy things happened about this time 6 years ago. Now, this stuff happened 6 years ago. You guys need to think how deep we are into this now. If this stuff was happening, these signs were happening 6 years ago, how close are we to the end now, There we go. There's a little bit better. I think maybe we could do a little bit more. That was the one I wanted to show you, basically. Yeah, it was all the events that happened around that time. And then let's see, where's this little angel here too? The capture. Oh, probably gonna be an ad. Come on. Oh no, good.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So I'm real excited to show you this one. This is an angel that was captured on my security cameras, and now I've run it through the filter here. So if you turn your head to the right, about 45 degrees, you can make out the head, the hair, the breasts, it's a female, the torso, the waist, the legs coming down here, a wing coming off here, a wing coming off over here.
Let me try making this bigger and starting this over again here, because you guys need to see this.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So I'm real excited to show you this one. This is an angel that was captured on my security cameras, and now I've run it through the filter here. So if you turn your head to the right, about 45 degrees, you can make out the head, the hair, the breasts, it's a female, the torso, the waist, the legs coming down here, a wing coming off here, a wing coming off over here. And we'll zoom in on this real quick, because this one's nice and clear that you can. Okay, and this is an angel that was caught hovering in a shaft of light over this sleeping child down below here. So, zoom in on it again. Just excited that you can see it a lot clearer now.
Alright, hopefully you guys can see this angel here. I'll try pointing it out again. The actual body of the angel is laying at an angle in the air like this. So the body is laying at an angle like that. That's why you need to cock your head to the right, to your right shoulder, about 45 degrees. And you can make out it's got some kind of hat or white crown, black hair coming down. It's a female. You can make out its breasts right here. Okay. There's a wing coming off going up here, the other wing coming off going over here. You can make out its skinny little waist and the wide hips and its legs coming down with feet here dangling. Here's the crotch area, another leg coming down, dangling down there. So you should be able to see this angel hovering at an angle like this over the sleeping child here. Let me.
Before it was kind of faint, and now with these filters I'm able to make these images pop a little bit more for you guys so you can see them. I'm sorry about the way I have to do it with a camera and the computer, but I don't have any other option. So I just wanted to bring this angel to you for a moment so you guys can see that this is real. This is...
There we go. You can see it's in a shaft of light right here, and it's hovering over this sleeping child here. There's a good image of it right there. You turn your head to the right. The divine realm is real, okay? Angels are real. So are demons, okay? I'm showing you this stuff to bring you guys some hope and some peace and some joy, and to solidify your beliefs. You know, I want you guys, your more than belief, I want you to know. How many of you guys out there in the chat can see this little angel?
Footage that's admissible as evidence in a court of law.
Right there is a good shot. Yeah, if anybody in the chat can see it, just give me a thumbs up or whatever. You can see this female angel, apparently naked with her breasts and her little bush or whatever, but she's a naked little angel with wings right here, long black hair, and her legs are draping down right there. Pretty cool image, huh? Brings a little hope and reassurance that we got guardian angels around us, you know. This is a little guardian angel probably watching over this kid while he sleeps, protecting him, because there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on around my house. So he probably needed the protection while he was out there in that garage sleeping, because all kinds of crazy paranormal activity goes on out in that garage. And it's all captured on security camera for you guys to witness. All right. I think we might wrap it up there. No, we got one last thing to wrap it up with. The same thing we always wrap it up with. Whoops, whoops, whoops. There we are. Oh, not that. Spare me. Oh, another ad. Now skip ad. All right.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So I know there's a lot of activity going on the sun, but I really don't feel like reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across are all changed now. Now see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face.
Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom. Okay, yeah, these are like 10 dimensions back from what you guys can see. So let's go back to the beginning right here. Where's the one frame? Where we zoomed in? There we go. Leave it that image right there. Bring you guys some hope, some joy, some foundation, so you'll know you're divine entities. You guys have a lot more power than you think. Your prayers have a lot more power than you think, and you guys are doing really good on your prayers. Thank you for all your prayers for me as well. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I love you all. I miss you all. Until my next video, bye. I will be back. I am back. Can't you tell?